welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. Can't believe we're in 2025. It came around so quick, so I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and you're excited for the new year. I'm not going to waffle too much because I do that all the time, but honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to all that did subscribe. We're on 209, which is more than what I asked for, and yeah, just honestly thank you so much for subscribing. I'm so excited for what's to come on this channel for this year. We're slowly growing, and yeah, just honestly thank you so much. So my first video of the year, I decided to do my top 10 albums of 2024. So basically any album that got released last year, I've ranked it, and I'm also choosing 3 of my favourite songs. So this isn't my original idea. I'm sure lots of people do this every year, or I was inspired by Simply Lily on YouTube. Recently found her channel and I love watching her videos, and she did a 2024 top albums of 2024, and this is kind of what inspired me to do this. Also, just a reminder, these are just my opinions. Like, these may not even be in your top 10. You might think they're rubbish, or you think like, oh my god, why, you know, like there's probably going to be some albums that you think I'll say in this, but they just weren't for me. Let's just get into it. So I've got my trusty notebook here. I film on my phone, so I can't really use that, so I've got my little notepad. I'm gonna go from my number 10 to 1, so 10 being bottom, like number 1 be my favourite. It was actually really hard to do this. In place 10, I've got Wicked, the soundtrack musical. Now, Wicked came out in November, and honestly, that is the best film I've seen in the longest time. And the soundtrack, like the songs that, obviously it's a musical, so all the songs that were in it I absolutely loved. And yeah, so that is what got my number 10 spot. And my favourite songs from Wicked are Popular, What Is This Feeling, and obviously Defying Gravity. Absolutely beautiful songs. Like, yeah, just such a good album, such a good musical. And yeah, that is what was in my number 10 spot. So for number 9, this was a really hard one to place. One, because it's not like a full length album, it's only 8 tracks. But my number 9 spot was Head Split by Maggie Lindemann. And I absolutely love Maggie, and I'm so shocked that this is like in place 9, but just because it's not a full album and I wasn't obsessed with every single song on there, that's why it's got the number 9 placement. But my favourite songs off that was 24, Hostage and Die For. 3 of the best songs off there. Like, yes, Hostage, when that came out, I was obsessed with it. It's all I listened to. So I feel like, I don't know, I thought I'd place it higher just because I was so obsessed with that song, but I can't place an album higher for the sake of one song. So it got the number 9 spot, and yeah, I'm excited for what's to come because I think she's releasing more music this year. So yeah, very excited for that. So in my number 8 spot, I've got Aftercare, which is by Nessa Barrett. Now, I feel like I've not listened to this album as much as I want to. Definitely going to get back on that album. I can't remember, I feel like it came out at a bit of a weird time. I'm not sure when it came out actually. I know it was kind of like the back end of last year. I absolutely love Nessa. I think she's killing music. And my top 3 songs from her album that I guess I've listened to the most and related to the most: Russian Roulette, Mustang Baby, and Baby Doll. Absolutely love those. Edward Scissorhands too, love that. So she got my number 8 spot, and I'm actually seeing Nessa this year in concert, which I'm so excited for. So in my number 7 spot, which kind of shocks me too, is Bring Me The Horizon Next Gen album. I've been like, this album took ages to come out, and I think as fans we waited so long for it, and it's still such a really good album. But I think if I hadn't heard half of the album, it probably would have ranked higher on the list. My favourite songs from Next Gen: Kool-Aid, Top 10 Statues, Strangers, Bullet With My Name On It. Those were my top songs. Is that 4? They were my top songs off the album, and there is a lot of good songs on there, and it's definitely one of my favourite Bring Me albums, I think. and I did see them on tour last year, so yeah, amazing album, but didn't quite make it into, like, I guess the top 5. So in my number 6 place is Halsey with The Great Impersonator. Again, I feel like I've not listened to this album enough, but the songs that I do listen to off the album are, she's just so artistic, and I absolutely love that about her. And this album, it's just so, I don't know, like, it's just so interesting, and each song is so different. And obviously, I don't know if you know much about Halsey and The Great Impersonator, but each song is like, it's really hard for me to explain, but she did like a song that was almost as if Britney Spears would sing it, same for like David Bowie, Cher, Evanescence. So she kind of wrote and produced songs that as if they would sing them, if that makes sense. A really good album. It's just missed out on my number 5 spot, but I think, again, I feel like I've not listened to it quite enough, and there's a lot of songs on that album. So again, this year, hoping that she, in one, announces a tour, and secondly, I get to listen to this album now that Christmas is over, because again, I think it came out October, November time, so it's just, I don't know, Christmas music, like, it just consumes me for pretty much December. But my favourite songs of The Great Impersonator is Dog Years. Now, oh my god, that song is just, it's really good. I suggest, like, you listen to that song. It's so, like, angsty and just, I don't know, I just love it. It's so powerful. Then Ego, Lonely as the Muse, and Hurt Feelings, and also a shout out to I Believe in Magic. Love that song. And also Hometown, I think it's called Hometown. Yeah, really good songs on there, but it's just missed out on the top 5 spot. So the next album that I have got, which is the number 5 spot, is Jaden, and with his album When the Music Stops. I actually saw Jaden on tour last year, and it was the first time seeing him, and I'd not really listened to much of his like music, but my friend really wanted to go, and I was like, do you know what, yeah, I'll go, like, I'm sure he'll be great. And I listened to the album Upcoming to when we were seeing him on tour, and I was like, oh my god, like, love. Yeah, it's actually reached my number 5 spot, and I am now a big fan of Jaden. And my top songs off his album, it was actually really hard to pick, but I went with Candles, Sad October, When the Music Stops, and then I think I picked another, and How Far. Yeah, love those songs. So we get into the more exciting side of my top albums. And for place number 4, which was really hard for me to place because I'll tell you who it is, one and only Ariana Grande, with Eternal Sunshine. And I found this really hard to place, but I just, my top 3 are really good, and she's just slipped underneath. But yeah, still such a beautiful album, and maybe in a couple months I might change, like I might think, oh my god, this was my favourite album of last year, but who knows. I absolutely love Little Miss Grande, and yeah, Eternal Sunshine was so healing, I think, for her and her fans, and some of the songs on there are amazing, and some of her best music personally that I think. I do actually have an unboxing and a full review on Eternal Sunshine, so if you want to watch that, then it is on my channel. So she just missed out on the top 3 spot, but my favourite tracks from Eternal Sunshine are We Can't Be Friends, Supernatural, and True Story. Love those 3 songs. And just a little shout out, I also love Eternal Sunshine too. Like, beautiful. So we're getting into top 3 territory. And in my number 3 spot is Green Day with Saviors. Now, this actually shocked me, because when I was doing, like, you know, going through all the albums that came out last year, I didn't think that this would make my top 3, but I went through every album, I listened to the tracks and picked up my favourites, and Green Day, for me, like, a lot of the songs I was like, yep, this is amazing, yep, this is amazing, yep, this is amazing. And yeah, that's how they made it into my top 3, which honestly surprised me, but Green Day are like, they're fucking sick. So this was also really hard for me to pick my favourites, so I feel like, again, this is why it's so high up. But yeah, so my favourites from Saviors are Susie Chapstick, Dilemma, Goodnight Adeline, and One Eyed Bastard. And obviously the rest are just amazing. So now we're in top 2. This was also really, really hard because I think 2 of my favourite artists came out with albums last year, and if you watch my channel you'll probably guess which 2 artists I may say next. It was just, yeah, it was just super hard for me to place them, so these 2 could easily switch around, but I went with how hard it were for me to pick my favourites from the album, and just one just topped it. So in place number 2, so my top 2nd album of 2024 is Sabrina Carpenter with Short and Sweet. Like, what an album, like so amazing. I've obviously done an unboxing and a review on that, and I literally bought every single vinyl, which now I'm like, why did I do that? But I have a full video on that. Little Miss Carpenter got in my 2nd spot, and yeah, Short and Sweet was just definitely, I think she could be number 1 too, but for me it just had to be number 2. Her album is amazing. I'm also seeing her on tour this year, which I'm so excited for. She's also killing it at the minute. Like, Espresso, amazing. Song of the Summer, 100 and 1000%. The top 3 songs that I picked were Lighter Girls, Taste and Bedchem, and obviously Espresso is, I think it's always going to be like a top song. Short and Sweet is in my place 2. So in 1st place is none other Taylor Swift with the Tortured Poets Department / Anthology. So yeah, Miss Swift got top place in my top 10 albums with the Tortured Poets Department, and yeah, the album was just fucking amazing. It feeds me in every type of emotion. I just absolutely loved that album. So I'll just quickly tell you my top songs off the Tortured Poets / the Anthology. I've got my book here. So my favourites, I think, are So High School, I Hate It Here, How Did It End, Loss of My Life, Love of My Life, whatever you call it, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, The Prophecy, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, Daddy I Love Him, and then The Manuscript. Like, oh, absolutely love those songs. So probably could have gone and listed more. That is my top 10 albums of 2024. Let me know what you think, and also comment down below your favourite album of 2024, and also if you think there's an album that I should listen to that came out last year. Love listening to new music and stuff. Also, I'm going to be putting up like a poll of maybe some videos that you might want to see from me, just some ideas. So please check on like the community bit of my YouTube, because I do post on there like sometimes. Put a poll up, I think, of some video ideas. Yeah, so that is the end of this video. Thank you to Simply Lily for inspiring me to do this. Thank you so much for watching, and also again thank you so much to everyone that subscribed and helped me reach 200 subscribers for the end of last year. Like, I think I hit like 201 just after Christmas, so yeah, I was absolutely made up, and currently we're on 209, so that's like such a good start for the year. And yeah, so thank you so much guys, like it means so much, and I just absolutely love filming videos. So this is, I'm gonna put this at the end of the clip, like the end. Comment a pink heart if you managed to get Love Alive from Paris, the repress that literally got announced I think yesterday, or was it the day before, and it's coming out on 28th of Feb or something, or 14th of Feb, which is Valentine's, which is really cool. So yeah, let me know if you want to see an unboxing of that when I do get it. But yeah, so that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait for what's to come this year. I love you lots guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.